Streaming. And there's that. Good morning. It is Friday. Thank God Friday. Excited for what God has for us. Looking forward to the weekend. It's not only Thank God Friday, it's Good Friday, which means here in Germany, everything is closed today. Still at work, but nice and quiet, and just enjoying all that God has for us. Please pray for our church services. Easter service coming up. Looking forward to what God is going to do. We have a 6:45 a.m. sunrise service, followed by just a time of fellowship and breakfast, and then regular Sunday school and a Sunday morning service at 11 o'clock. Excuse me. And so just pray for the services. Looking forward to that. But this morning I'm thankful for staple guns. Just the little staple things that you can use to staple stuff in place. Not staplers, but the staple guns, which kind of hold stuff to the wall or different things like that. It goes back to a story. My brother, growing up, my brother and I were close and not close. We're very close now for the most part. But after we got older, moved out of home, and established our own homes, my brother always had a waterbed. And everybody knows waterbeds don't really hold their shape like a mattress does. And so he had trouble keeping his sheets on his bed. They would keep coming off, and one night he got tired of it, and he went and he grabbed his staple gun, and he took the sheets and he nailed them to the frame of the bed, not the waterbed itself, but he nailed it to the frame, and they stayed, and everybody laughed at him for it, but he had a different perspective from everybody else, and what happened was, you fast forward to today, especially here in Germany, I found mattresses that on the bottom of the mattress there's Velcro strips, so that the sheet just kind of wraps around it and stays in place. You can go to the store and you can buy little belts that go along the corners of the sheets, again to hold the sheets in place. Steve, so long ago with a waterbed, saw a problem that most other people were just like, yeah, that's just part of owning a waterbed, and he saw a solution to it. And now it probably wasn't, considering it was a waterbed, it probably wasn't the best solution, but when people have ideas, when people see things in a way that we don't see them, those are very valuable people to be around. Today we've lost the ability to have conversations, to talk to people, and to see different perspectives and point of views. And I discovered that when I came over to Germany as a missionary. We came over in 2017. I took over as pastor in 2019, and immediately 2020 hit. And Germany, Europe, is different from the United States. Now, the primary focus of our ministry here is the U.S. military, but our church is 50-50, local nationals, other nationalities, as well as U.S. military. And I discovered that here in Germany, especially during COVID, there were different ways of doing things. Our church has an afternoon fellowship time, and then we have a 1 o'clock service, a 1:30 service. And different pastors in the U.S., different people tell me that's not the way to do things. And I've discovered that for this church, different ideas are great. We have a Bible Nuggets class, and the other night we were discussing something in that class, and somebody asked a question, and it was a question I had never thought of. It was a question I really didn't have an answer for. I couldn't answer really well, and somebody else came up with the answer. And so when you find somebody in your life that sees things from a different perspective, when you find somebody that has a different opinion or a different way of doing things, spend time with them, because what you'll discover is you'll see things from a new perspective. You may learn something new or different. You may find an answer to a problem you didn't realize you had. You may find something that's different or wrong or odd, and you'll find someone that sees it from a different perspective. And so today, I'm thankful for staple guns. I'm thankful for the unique perspective that my brother Steve gives us through his solution to a waterbed sheet problem with a staple gun. Now again, some problems are not, you know, you can't staple a sheet to a waterbed mattress, but you can staple it to the frame. And as I said, I've seen mattresses or even bed frames nowadays that have Velcro strips in them to either keep the mattress and sheet in place or to keep the sheet on the mattress. And so, whatever your problem is, if you've got a question with Scripture and you can't answer it, and nobody around you can answer, find somebody who's got a different perspective. That happened to us on the Bible Nuggets class. Somebody was able to answer a question that not only answered the question I couldn't answer, but gave us all a better view of the passage that I was teaching on and that we were looking at. And so when you find somebody with a different perspective, be careful. There's the old adage, eat the meat, spit out the bones, but how do you know what a bone is until you know what meat is? And so be careful. Sometimes you can a little leaven leaveneth the whole a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. Sometimes you can get stuff that's just not helpful, dangerous. But sometimes you can see things from a perspective that's just amazing. And so I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Praying for your Friday. Looking forward to our Easter services. Please pray for that. But have a great Friday.